sun. Moving from the dark, trying to reach the light. I don't wanna stay here not another night. I've been on a run. Alright, so moving on to the next step, which is really the easiest part, which is exporting. We're gonna export our beat. We've listened to it, we like how it sounds, and we're ready to move on, okay? So I have a full, what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna first export in an unmastered WAV file with all the effects. Go right here, I have a folder right here that I made prior to this beat. No, not that. Right here. I'm gonna call this unmastered. Alright. I'm gonna save it right here into this folder. Full song, leave remainder. Wave 32-bit, 32-bit. No, we're not gonna split mixer tracks, we're not exporting stems, not yet. Alright, now we're gonna prepare everything so we can export the stems, the individual track files. Now to do that, we're gonna have to unroute the individual stems from the buses that they were routed to. So we're gonna go here, right click, route to this track only. Now I wanna remove all the effects as well. Okay, route to this track only, and I need to remove the, what's it called? The side chain of the kick, alright? So I'm gonna go here for the limiter. Gotta switch off the limiter right here. Nope. Alright. Route to this track. I'm unrouting the instruments from their buses, the effects, the reverb delay, the parallel compression. We don't want any of that. Alright, we want raw files. Now, the reason why, because we're gonna just assume that or pretend that this beat is for an artist, and that artist already is going to record a song and already has an audio engineer that plans on working on it. So we want to make the work easy, so for the audio engineer, so that the audio engineer can readjust the EQ and compression according to the artist's voice. All right, and any unnecessary effects that we don't need, we can remove, like the EQs and the compression. We'll let the audio engineer on the other end or side, whatever you want to call it, work with that. The only effects that we need to keep are the effects that are needed to maintain the sound quality or the characteristics of the instrument. For example, see this instrument right here, this. All right, let's wait, my bad. All right, sorry. All right, let me go right here. This instrument, for example, we didn't add any effects to it, but let's say we added effect like a fruity chorus, all right, to change the quality, because we just like how it sounds a little bit more. Now this instrument already had a chorus on it before when I produced it, but the point is, any sound that, if you remove any effect that changes the sound of the instrument and makes it sound like it's not even the same instrument anymore, you should keep those effects. We're only removing the effects that aren't necessary for the sound instrument. All right, I think that's all that I need to say about it. All right, so I'm gonna set all the faders to 0, right? I'm clicking my mouse wheel. You can right click or hit reset. I'm gonna put all the instruments right down the middle. Right click, reset. And yeah, one last thing, I'm gonna unname all the effects mixers, the sends, the buses, because for some reason when you export stems, FL Studio exports a mute audio file when the tracks are labeled. Alright, so if this track is labeled, it'll export or create a mute audio file. So we have to remove any labels on it for some reason. Alright, and make sure everything. Okay, we're gonna remove the effects here, everywhere. Yep, ready. Export stems, wave. Create a folder, stems. All right, save. I'm gonna hit split mixer tracks. Now we're also supposed to disable the effects on the master right here, but FL Studio already does that. When we click split mixer track, it automatically just disables it right here. All right, so let's go. All right, so I'm gonna close this down. I'm not gonna save so that if I ever need to go back to the project with the volume adjustments and panning and effects how I want it, how it was before, I can do that. So I'm gonna make sure not to save. All right. Now this is just my personal workflow. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start a new project file. Go to new, and yeah, I'm gonna. Okay. So before I go into the mastering stage, let's go right here and check on the files, stems. All right, everything exported perfectly. Oh, that's strange. Okay, so it seems that what we should have done was remove the effects, not just unname the mixer tracks. Okay, so yeah, make sure you remove all the effects so that FL Studio doesn't export an empty or a mute audio file for an empty mixer track. All right, we're gonna delete these. We don't need this. Insert 23, 24. Yeah, we're gonna delete that as well. We're gonna delete the current track, and we're gonna delete the master. We don't need the master. Master is it just it's all the instruments playing at 0 decibels at extremely loud volume with no effects. We don't need that. All right. Good. Now we got our stems. All right. Only 9 files. Wow. Interesting. Okay. And let's go next part of the series, which is mastering.